Hey y'all. So I have gotten questions for years about how I do my brows. So I decided I'm gonna do it with you guys. More often than not, it's like once a month I do this. All the products I mentioned, please know they will be linked down below. You don't have to ask for anything. I will have everything there for you. I have like a little spoolie. This is from Eco Tools. It's like from a set. I think you can buy it separately, but any sort of like spoolie brush that like looks like this. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wax our brows. So I use the Sally Hansen wax strips. It comes with a couple of different size strips. The ones you're gonna want to use are these like the little skinny strips. Those are the ones that I use, and then once I get down on these or I don't have any more, I like start to cut up the other ones. You have to like kind of warm it up, and I'm gonna rub it in between my hand, like just hold my fingers on it and rub it. I personally think this is a very good beginner friendly way to like wax your brows if you're like trying to get into that. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking a little pair of scissors. These are like a little pair of eyebrow scissors. I don't use them for anything else. And I'm cutting this strip, and we're gonna be doing the under part of our brows first. So I took it and I cut it into two pieces. So one piece, like if you can see here, it's like a half, I don't know. It was like this. I cut it like round, okay? I cut the bottom part out. And these strips are double-sided, so you're gonna open them like that, and I'll have two pieces for both of my brows. I'm gonna lay it down right underneath. I don't get super close because you can go and clean up with tweezers, all right? You don't need to try to make like the perfect line with this. My hair grows like outward that way, so I'm gonna rip it this way. You wanna rip it in the opposite direction of hair growth. Ow. And let me show you. It always gets like a decent amount of hair off of there, okay? And I promise you it doesn't really hurt as much as it sounds like it hurts. So now that I've waxed underneath my brow, I'll go in with a pair of tweezers and sort of clean it up a little bit, like where I think like, you know, I can like remove certain hairs to give it like, wow. Oh, okay. If y'all have seen that green something in my teeth, I just ate a salad. I just ate dinner. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna just go in and clean it up with tweezers, like hairs that could be removed. It's usually just a few. I would say if you're starting off doing this, don't try to be ultra precise. And you know how we all have like an eyebrow that we like and an eyebrow that's just like the bad child? This is my eyebrow that I like. And this is the eyebrow that I'm always like, you could act better. Now that I've got the under part done, I'm gonna brush my brows down. The other piece that we had left over, remember I was like, I'm gonna show you what we do with this one, because you see how close my brow and my hairline are right here? That's because they used to connect when I was a child. So if I don't make it a mission of mine to make sure these two stay apart, they will merge as one. I take this piece and I kind of line it up with the part of my brow that it like aligns with the best. So I just kind of take it. Again, I'm not trying to be super precise. If it doesn't like, I'm not trying to get super close to the hair or anything. And then, oh, now I'm gonna tell you the top part, it stings a little different. Oh, so I've used only up until this point one strip. This is how I kind of like prolong the use of these strips. I'm taking another, the same size that I was using before. It's actually recommended like for the wax strip to adhere better to do this like on freshly washed skin before you've applied like all your serums and moisturizers and stuff like this. I'm gonna cut it down the middle today too. So you're making two very skinny rectangles out of this already small rectangle. So we're gonna pull it apart. I use one to get close, and this is like the time where I do try to get close up until like to that hairline. And the hair right here for me grows upwards, so I always rip going down. Everybody is different, so just pay attention to like the way your hair grows. So we're gonna split this in half. Now, when I did like the top of my brows before, it didn't quite come up here. It like more so like stopped right here. I wanna make sure I get like this portion too across the top of my brows. So I just lay it down flat And I'll rip it. The saying is true, your brows are cousins, not sisters. Like one of them is gonna look a little different than the other. So now that I have waxed my brows, this kit comes with like this little blue oil. I do use this oil, and I'm going to put a little bit of oil on like this little cotton round, and that's just gonna get any excess oil that or wax that like stuck around. And you know what, while we're here, we gonna wax our lip. Now us ladies of a certain age, you know, we got to get our lip. Some of us, I have not gotten there yet, have to get our chin too, and it ain't no shame in that, baby. Let me just tell you that I've seen my mama pluck a plenty of hair from her chinny chin chin, and I know it's coming for me at some point in my life. So I take another one of those little skinny strips. Let me rub it. I don't cut these at all to wax my lip. And look, let me just say, there's no even like, oh, it's staying a little. This kind of hurts. Okay, put it down, and I just use one per side. Oh, almost cursed. I'm gonna put some more oil right here to get like the rest of that that wax off. If you have an event or something, do not do this the morning of. I'm gonna take an eyebrow razor. This used to be my best friend in high school, and this is how I got my brows to be like doop, 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 super skinny. I got like a big pack of them. 66 came in here. I got them off of Amazon. I use one and I throw them away. It is not good to like harbor these, like to save them. I have that oil on my brows, which is fine. You want a little bit of slip when you're using these razors. So what I do is I just go along the top. And be careful because these are sharp. I come down here a little bit. Just be careful. Don't let your hands slip and shave off your brow. And you know what? If you do nick it, just like put one of those slits in your brow. I do like to get like right here around my brows. I find that I have like a lot of hair that just like sits right here for whatever reason. And you know something else I do? This is not brow maintenance at all, but whenever I do this and I have like the little razor out, I always get my sideburns, but I usually just go down the side to kind of just like taper them off. Ooh, you should see how much little fuzz just came off. Sometimes I do like just get around like my hairline up here. I don't know what happened with the wax, but I feel like a reaction is happening right here, and I usually don't ever have that. Let's pray for the best. Well, the tint kit that I use is the Ardell Brow Tint. It comes with everything you need in here. I do want to share an alternative though, if you're like afraid to use this, or you like this is just not your speed. Another item that I've used before, it just does not last as long, is this little like tattoo eyebrow gel. So like it's like a gel, you put it on and then you peel it off, and it lasts about like 3 or 4 days. So you take your developer, you put 1, 2, 3. Let me try just like with 1 scoop first and mix it together and see what happens. I use 3 drops of the developer and then 1 scoop of the powder, and I used the little scooper that came in the kit. But as you can see, like there's not that much in here, and I keep this little same thing and I just rinse it out every time. They gave you a spoolie to put it on. No. I use an eyebrow, or not an eyebrow, but an angled liner brush because it gives you more accuracy. This is another Eco Tools brush. I got these like in a set, I think. I just start brushing up. What this is doing, it's gonna tint your skin, but it also, I find, like darkens your brow hairs too. So you don't have to put a ton on. And as we go, you're gonna see this start to darken. My brows are gonna look like Angry Bird brows. They're gonna look scary. But just kind of like carve out that shape that you want your brows to be. Start the same process on the other side. This doesn't like sting or burn at all. It does feel like a little tingly. If you've had any sort of reaction to like hair dye or anything like that, or you just have super sensitive skin in general, patch test this like on your arm first or something. You can go along like, you know, with your Q-tip. I wait until both of my brows get dark. I don't know if I mentioned the shade that I use in this is soft black. Okay, so both brows have gotten darker. I'm gonna take some of my cotton rounds again. I'm gonna go wet them with water and we'll come back. To wipe this off on camera, I don't want them to get too dark.
You get the fuck on. I don't want it to get dark either.
You just need water to like stop the developing process, okay? And I rub in there really good. I find that this lasts like a good like week to 2 weeks. No, I would say at least a solid 2 weeks. My brows are done. They're plucked, they're waxed, they're shaped for the week. Like my brows now, like if I go out like with no makeup on, I feel like, you know, I have a little bit of a brow. Also, okay, this is calming down. It was like looking like it was like turning into like a welt or something. I hope this was helpful if you're like trying to learn how to do your brows yourself, or you're in a pinch and like your regular brow girl is just not available. You know, this is what I do. It works for me. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.